Good morning, everybody. Slept great last night. One of them rainy nights. Starting to feel human again. Not like some ever-working cog in a machine. Did get a call to go to work this afternoon. Some easy stuff. Kind of a tight timeline, but it's okay. I'm going to hit the gym now. Do a little studying for my license test. But since it's raining now, I like to talk about weather a little bit. I know I'm so random, but so it's I showed you a picture. I'll show you a picture here of the sky from yesterday. Now, those aren't natural clouds. I don't know if anybody looks up anymore. Everybody's kind of busy looking down at their screens or whatever. But it's totally out in the open. Countries are using weather modification, spraying the sky. Barium, strontium, and aluminum. Not the best stuff for you. But let's just say they're doing an R. Kelly. They're making it rain. And it is published in Harvard, blah, blah, blah. It's out in the open if you look for it. It's not no hidden secret. They've been doing it forever, but it's out in the open now. And the weather's gotten a little climate changey. So over in at least my area, my neck of the woods, in the last month, there's been this odd pattern. It'd get hot for a few days, like a week, and then the temperature would drop. Now when that happens, it's supposed to dump rain, right? It's a cold front. But it would do a mist, like a grocery store produce aisle mist for like a minute, and that was the rain. It'd be 90 degrees and turn into 65, and you get a little mist. It's supposed to, hit the warm front and create clouds and rain. It did it like 3 times in the last month or something. No rain at all. Now it's been cold for, I don't know, it's been like 60s, maybe gets to 80s or something during the peak of the day, low 80s, but it's still been generally chilly. It's hitting fall. And randomly last night it just rains. No change in temperature or anything. And it's been raining. This isn't a little mist. It's been raining all night. That picture with the not real clouds was from yesterday. Granted, they've probably been spraying for a couple days. And I remember a couple years ago, I had a dog walking business. And you're outside a lot. And I saw a pattern then too. Whenever they'd start making tic-tac-toes up in the sky, 2 days it would rain. Doesn't matter what the weather said. As you can probably notice, the weather is worse than it. The weather channel, you have to check it hourly because it doesn't know anymore, right? There's no predicting it at all. I mean, the weather always used to be a little hard to predict, even though, people who've lived in the country for any amount of time, they just step out the door and tell you what's going to happen that day. I'm kind of like that. I never even watch the weather, really. Maybe to get a little hint, but I don't go off of it. I just step out in the morning and look around and feel the air. But yeah, that's how it used to be. You could predict it on the button. Look up at the sky. Oh, there's a bunch of streaks across the sky. It's going to rain in 2 days. And I tell the owners of the pets that I was walking, yeah, they're like, oh, it's going to rain tomorrow. I'm like, no, day after. They're like, what? I'm like, 2 days. Yeah, so look up there. When they do that, it rains in 2 days. Like clockwork. And, but now, there's no change in temperature. I don't know about the barometric pressure or anything. there's no signs it was going to rain. It's been raining all night. I'm kind of grateful for it because I slept like a baby and I got all this energy today and I'm going to need it. But I mean, look around, man. You can't be messing with Mother Nature like that. They're like shooting for some apocalyptic movie here where it's all desert or something, and only the rich cities get the rain for their crops for their food, and everybody else is stuck out wandering around the desert. Something like that. Mad Max and junk. It's crazy, but it is what it is. And God knows what's really going on. I mean, I remember back in like 3rd grade, they were talking about the ozone layer and chlorofluorocarbons and all this other stuff. And for some reason now it changed to, before the ozone layer was affected by carbon monoxide, which comes out of your car, which makes sense, right? Now they changed it to carbon dioxide, and everybody's like, yeah, oh, carbon dioxide's horrible. It's what you breathe out and what plants breathe in. And it accounts for like 0.04% of the atmosphere. They totally like skip over smokestacks in cars right now in production. Or plastic in everything. Where does it go when you throw it away? If you live in America, you know you throw junk away. But no, they want to talk about population control, and we have to decrease the amount of carbon dioxide, what you breathe out. It's just like, okay. But anyways, enough about that. I mean, you don't want to think about that stuff too much, but I mean, be aware. Don't be an idiot. You know what I mean? Like, ain't nothing you can do about it, but like, and that could be like, I don't know, something like why they want you to wear masks or something. Who knows? There's like air quality warnings every other day if it's like a little steamy out. And you can feel it in your lungs, too. You get a little tightened up. And I doubt that's from carbon dioxide. I remember when we visited Uganda, where my wife is from, we started off in Kampala, like the capital city. And then we went to the village in Mbale. It's like a 4-hour drive. And we were in our hotel there. And we were up on like the 3rd floor, and you could look at Mbale. And you can do it here too with the big cities, and you can see the dome. Over there, it wasn't as much pollution as just dust, because all their roads are dirt. But it's just amazing what will float in the air. And all them people are breathing it. And that's part of your survival essentials, man. You wonder if anxiety and stuff, well, you're breathing in all this junk, man. Your body senses that. We got so many sensors. You know, like a new car has all these electronic sensors. Well, your whole body is a nervous system. It's all sensors. So when you're breathing in that stuff, when you're drinking chlorinated and fluoridated and God knows what else, rusty water, and you're eating whatever's from that fast food place, and you're sleeping like crud, and you can't expel the toxins quick enough, and your body's all out of balance, your sensors go off, and then you go to the doctor and they say you have a chemical imbalance. It's like, well, duh. And then like, we have some drugs that are pretty toxic, actually. They're neurotoxins. Lots of medicines are poison. It's a little bit of poison to switch up your immune system. But you can't be on stuff for years and years, and that's what's happening with a lot of these medications. Too much. But let's go hit the gym. And it's amazing. I already feel skinnier. I haven't lost any weight, I don't think, yet. Maybe I'll hit the scale in here. But just the opening I had this week, and viewing it as, oh God, I'm falling behind or anything like that, instead of viewing it like that as like a blessing, like God's giving me a nudge and being like, all right, do this other thing, I'm giving you a window. and not freaking out about it. And I mean, I feel totally like I'm getting renewed and stuff like that, and just getting out of that fight or flight chemistry. Like, my bloating and everything has gone down. It might come back later as I'm munching and stuff, but I'm just going with it. I just feel good. Oh, we're recording. All right. So the owners did decide to replace these with vinyl boards. So all you gotta do is smash them up, scrape off as much as this old mortar as you can. Maybe break that up a little bit. Probably gonna need to lay a little board down if I can get it low enough. Because if I just laid right over, some of this is coming off. So then you're gonna get crunchies. So always safety first. Stuff will smash up in your face. Knee pads, gloves, you know the game. Sorry, just waiting for everybody to go. One of them four-way stops that people get in accidents in. So yeah, I'm shopping. Nice romantic walk through the hardware stores. So I got all the tile up, and with a thin set mortar, I didn't feel like scraping it all by hand. I started a little bit, and it's like, why spend half the day doing that? So I did a quick YouTubing and found that there is this nice flat 2-inch blade you can put on a Sawzall, and it'll just ta-ta-ta-ta. So I'm gonna go with that, and I needed to go get supplies anyways. I needed the vinyl tile, I need a little underlay board, so I don't have too much of a gap, because the vinyl is much thinner than the ceramic and the thin set underneath. I don't know if I'll have to put some shoe molding on there by the step to make it look good. I probably will. At least these people aren't really like tight on the money. I think one's a doctor, the other one, they did their time, working. They did the whole outline thing. They're okay. Which is nice when they're like, just do it. They already kind of know how I work and how I price from the other little projects, so I don't even need to write anything up for them. Just do it. They want it done right, so I'll do it right. I did give them the option, like I could refab the vinyl and grout it, and you can just throw a rug over it if you just want it good enough to sell the house. And they're like, no, just do it right, do the whole thing. Like that's fine by me. So, and I don't know, entryways these days, especially with moves, I mean, the ceramic tile is nice, but it does break. You drop something on it and it breaks. Vinyl, the most you get is a dent. You know what I mean? Or a gouge. But you can get a gouge or a big scratch in the ceramic too. You want to put in right. So I went to the first place where I gave them some pictures. They picked out a color that they like, similar to the old color. So I go there. First aisle I go down is to grab the vinyl tile, and they're out. Like, that's the only one in the whole place they're out of. I'm like, great. So, and they didn't have a wood sheet that I liked either. So we're going to the other place here that I like better. It's pretty nearby. Everything's pretty nearby, so that's nice. Just to grab that stuff. So I got my outlet covers to make all the old outlets look nice. And that blade I was talking about. Usually when you're what I like to do. Okay, dude. I'll just go this way. Jesus. What I like to do is I'll put a new plate on the old outlets, but it has the actual outlet hole areas covered, and just makes it look newer. There's holes in it, so I mean it still works. It just, you don't see the old paint that's over it and all the dirt, so it just makes it look good. So we're gonna go in now. Oh my goodness, am I glad to be out of there. Third stop to try to find the right tile. I got it, but I had to go to the other side of the city to get it and then drive through downtown to get back to the area I want to be. So that means it's time for traffic grapes. I just got a few issues that was running through my head, and it started off as I got a little triggered when I saw this car driving as I was trying to get on the main street, and the guy's whole dashboard, almost halfway up, was filled with mail all the way across. I'd never seen that before. Like, how do you see? It was just, I'm like, and how are you not pulled over or your car impounded or whatever? I mean, what in the Sam Elliott was that? And I got to thinking, and I'm like, just the dangers of driving. I don't mean to freak everybody out, but I think everybody underestimates it, man. And then you got construction everywhere and blah, blah, blah. And I'm just trying. And you know, the gripe I have the most is when people walk out in front of cars when they're going forward or backing up. And it reminded me of a story from back in the day when I was big pimping. And every pimp has a good bottom bitch. And mine, she looked like Mary J. Blige, but she was a total crackhead. And shortly after I left her in the apartment that I had. She was on it was kind of a weird intersection, but she'd walked out from between two cars near this intersection, and some poor little Asian lady driving a minivan cracked her good. She was all mangled up, and the city paid her, the one who got hit for jaywalking, like 30 grand to just settle. And she didn't need it for medical bills because she was on MA, medical assistance or whatever. So she got paid to walk out in front of a car and get hit. 30 grand. And you wonder why people pop out like deer when you're downtown. But just blows my mind. But anyways, we're getting back to the job site. It's taken me forever just to find material here. I don't know. They kind of got back to me last minute. And it should be done by Monday. I don't know how hard I'm going to go on it. It doesn't have to be. Just the cleaners come on Tuesday and stuff. So I'll do what I can do today. But I don't know, man. Everything is crazy. Not to mention there's just cops and emergency vehicles flying around everywhere today. I don't know what's going on. But yeah, driving. God, I can't wait to go out to this Mets conference. It's like 2 hours away. There's this feeling that you get like everything just falls off your shoulders once you get past a certain point from leaving the city and the surrounding suburbs area. I can't wait for that. Even just the long drive is decompressing, just getting away. I don't know, man. I was talking last night at the meeting to one of the main guys who helps run it and everything, and he said, yeah, this year we're toning down all the competitive sporting events. I don't know if we had a few many injuries last year or what. They didn't really talk about it, but it's daunting, but like it's a good memory. But like, I mean, there are a few too many different variations of health. It is a little risky. Like I said, you got young bucks taking on old bucks, and that can go both ways. But like people will bring like their football cleats, you know, to dig into the ground, and like that stuff that can break a tarsal bone, man, if you get your foot stepped on, and just stuff like that. So they're toning that down, probably a little more peaceful, which is fine by me because I'm still not back in my best shape, and I don't want to get injured. But you know, dudes, you're like, I'm gonna do it anyways, even though I know I'm gonna get injured. Well, there's a higher likelihood. So I'm pumped. I gotta get all my camping gear situated. That's the funny thing. I haven't been camping in like a decade, ever since I met my wife. But I got all the camping gear. It's just sitting there ready to rock. Ben's sitting there and stuff. So and maybe when I get back, I'll bust it back out for the kids, and they can do a little backyard camping. They'll love that. My wife said I need to get some s'mores for tonight and have a little bonfire, which that would be nice. Means I'd have to cut it early here, get some stuff. I might do it. I didn't even expect to work today, really. I gotta get some firewood. I think there's some at the gas station there. Or I could borrow some from my neighbor, but they just had a tree cut down. It's probably all wet now, so get the stuff from the gas station. Onward we go. Alright. Like I said, I got sick of using the scraper real quick. Check this little bad boy out. So this is the Sawzall. This is a new blade. And it's just much better.